Let's try this. One virus or a million? Would you be afraid of one virus, or would you be more afraid of a million viruses? Ladies and gentlemen, all across the United States right now and around the world, there's a giant government-perpetrated sewage crisis. Now, to begin this education, look up the Sanford Federal Courthouse in Raleigh, North Carolina, and how they dump all their sewage out into the creek. Let's take a look at Manhattan and how they dump vast amounts of sewage into the Hudson River, the East River, and the Long Island Sound, right out into the harbor. Same thing with San Francisco, same thing with New Orleans, same thing with Chicago, Tampa. This massive, unbelievable sewage crisis stretches from Maine to Washington State to Southern California, all the way back across the United States to Florida. And then, of course, back up the East Coast. So again, let's ask the question. Are you afraid of one virus shutting down your whole country? Or a million viruses from all this sewage that's being slopped all over the place by people like those at the Sanford Federal Courthouse in Raleigh, North Carolina? Now, to kind of give you a couple of easy answers, this sewage crisis is not just all over the United States. It's around the world. Do a little research into Wuhan, China, and find out that they have a massive sewage dumping problem. And then, of course, let's go to New York City, the death infection capital of America, and let's start asking Mayor de Blasio and Governor Andy Cuomo and Attorney General Letitia James, and we can ask Environmental Conservation Director Basil Sagos. What the hell is going on with all this sewage being dumped and slopped all over the United States? Donald John Trump. William Barr, you want to chime in? How about Christopher Wray over at FBI? All of his federal agents and all of William Barr's employees and all the federal judiciary at the Sanford Federal Courthouse in Raleigh, North Carolina are just slopping all their sewage right out into Walnut Creek, right into the creek, and it flows down over 125 miles down through the Neuse River to Wilmington, down to the intercoastal along the Atlantic Ocean. So, you might want to pick up the phone and call Terrence W. Boyle, the senior federal judge at the Raleigh Federal Courthouse, and ask him why he repeatedly dismissed and mocked and made fun of and ridiculed my litigation against the massive poisoning of Lake Champlain with sewage. Because you see, over the last 7 years, as I've been fighting to vindicate the people of Vermont, New York, and Canada, and even Newfoundland and New Brunswick, over the massive flushing and dumping of sewage into the St. Lawrence River from the Great Lakes and from the Lake Champlain, Judge Terrence W. Boyle has been fighting me every inch of the way, while at the same time him and his court staff and all the other federal judges and all the federal agents and, FBI, ATF, Treasury, court clerks, court staff, the whole federal bar, the bar at the Sanford Federal Courthouse in Raleigh, North Carolina are slopping all of their sewage full of viruses. That sewage coming out of the Sanford Federal Courthouse has over 1 million viruses in it. not just the COVIDs. Not just all the COVIDs. So folks, study sewage overflow crisis. Judson Witham on any search engine you want. And wake up to the fact they shut down the whole damn country. Put 40 million people in the unemployment line using one excuse of a virus. One. Ladies and gentlemen, I suggest that the only way to make America great again is to fix all them damn sewers, Donald Trump. Now there'd be some jobs. You'd have to, put a lot of people to work to fix and properly operate and monitor, properly monitor all these sewage treatment plants. Just a thought. Folks, I guess I'm going to leave it right there from the old hippie van. You like my new colors, man? They're color. Look at all the colors back there. That's cute, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, I guess I'm going to leave it right there. And as always, hasta la vista, God bless, and especially the curtain maker.